Like in some way, like I think search engine optimization and page rank, how Google invented it, was ingenious. They used the structure of the internet, of people pointing from one page to another page, to say, like, you're going to get to the top of the page, right? I think that was really effective way of thinking, like, how do we make sure that we do this? Not only by the meta tags, but actually having the democratic links, basically determining which goes to the top. I think now that we've just seen launch in 2 weeks, we see this other brilliant idea, and I think the other guys are probably working on it also. They realize that actually, you know what, the stuff that really puts things to the top, the stuff that's most respected, is the recommendation and the thing from your friends. And so they're trying to tie in that social circle. And so they do that now by reaching out to some of these other applications and saying, like, okay, let me know who you interact with, your Facebook, your this, plus that I know a lot of stuff about you because you use Gmail or something like that. And those things are going to be influencing the stuff that actually comes to the top. Does that answer the question?
And there's one point that Bart mentioned earlier. If we, as a tourism board website, because the internet or Google's search results are partially based on links, if we start making the content available through RSS and have all these hotels use our destination content, they're going to be having links back to the tourism board website. That will make that tourism board website extremely strong. So the website of Tuscany is great that they've got this content available in links. The next step for them would be to talk to all the hotels and have them build content pages by just using these RSS feeds. And it will make that website a lot stronger.
Yeah. RSS is fantastic that way. They point back. All paths lead to the destination site that way.
Right. Any other question from the audience? One.
Oh. Just to see if I have understood what you say. You're saying that now the problem is changing. It means that it's not a technological problem. It's changing it to a social problem. The hotels have to change the way they do their work. They have to do as best as they can their work, and then to try to make their customer be their first sponsor by talking about it in the network. So the hotels must be ready for the social media. Then they do their work because they have to do. They have to do in the best way that they can. And then
Puoi parlare un po' più forte, grazie.
And then they have to try to make the people, their customers, do the work for them.
The marketing department has sort of shifted in a way.
Yes.
The marketing department has sort of become those other people that are spreading the message, right? But was the question, I mean, I think I sort of agree with what you were saying, but I didn't understand. Is there a question?
The question is, the hotel have to be ready for the social media, isn't it? But they have to change the way they do. I don't understand if you are saying you have to take some company to do the work for you, or you have to do something very simple in the means that you have to be ready for the social media and then try to make the customer do the work for you.
But, okay, so I think I understand the question. What I think the objective here is that the content that you're creating currently on your website is basically from you to the customer. Sort of like, okay, there it is. And I think you need to focus on, like, I want to create content that is remarkable in such a way that it is very easily shareable. That it's stuff that is one click, it goes to other people. Or basically you're just plain interaction. While you're working with them, you work with them, and you can do it in a public way, in your public discussion with Twitter or with Facebook. And so when you make that public, it goes directly to their friends. It's much more effective. The return on that investment, the time that you spend on doing that stuff is...
Another example, a practical example, we used to have like PR companies, no? They're experts on how to write something in a piece of marketing text. That's great. They can write us a page, a press release. It's really formal, really well formulated. But on social networks, that doesn't work. How do you build relationships on social networks? Let's say there's a group in Facebook about Florence. We can subscribe to that group and start participating. If somebody asks a question, like I'm looking for a restaurant in Florence, or I'm looking to go to the Duomo, what's the best time to go there? If you have a profile which is the concierge of this hotel, and he just makes recommendations, it's a very easy step to start getting into the social networks without pushing too much your own brand, but they can all see that it's the concierge of this hotel giving the recommendation. And this way you can start building relationships. You can start working on your profile. You're willing to share information. You're willing to help people out for free, and you're not asking anything in return. You're not even saying, come and stay with me. You're just saying, oh, this is a great restaurant. It got great reviews over there. It's helping people solving problems. If they see that you're helping solving their problems, their friends are going to see it. More people are going to see it. That's all there's to it. It's profiling. It's the same. It works in daily life. Now it's online. It's nothing different.
I have to say that, for example, there was a question that was done to me a couple of weeks ago by a colleague of mine who was looking for a staff. He was opening a new hotel and was looking for staff. And he said, what skills should I have in the profile of the person I'm looking for? And I say, well, the first skill now that I will see, it's an expert in LinkedIn to open a commercial.
Actually, it's funny. This is, well, the way me and Bart started working together, because we found each other on a social network, on a professional social network. We didn't know each other. We're both Dutch. We both happen to live in Barcelona. And Bart sent me a message, hey, who are you? And I'm like, who are you? And then we started chatting online and said, okay, let's have a coffee. And I'm like, ooh, he works for Travel Click, scary competition there. And we started talking, and we figured out we think the same. I'm a little bit more commercial, more practical. He's a little bit more techy, boring. But what I do when we select staff, when we're looking in our company for new employees, somebody sends me a resume, I put the name in LinkedIn, and I put the name in Google. I do not find them. I don't even call them. Bugger off. Why are you trying to work with a company which is into new technology, and you don't even have a profile? You're not worth to my response. Now let's take a hotel. We're looking somebody to work in our marketing department. I'm going to check if he's online. If he's not, he's out. I won't even call him back.
I agree. I perfectly agree.
It's a simple thing. I mean, somebody who has to work in revenue departments, for instance, I give him an Excel spreadsheet, build me something. And I would do that even with front office staff. Make a profile on Facebook. How could you help us on Facebook? Ask them. Because I think your front office staff and your reservation staff, they're a tremendous, valuable resource in terms of communication. They speak to the guests every single day. They know the lingo more than you do. Let them go online. Don't be afraid.
Another example, then we close, how social is so big. Most of the, except Patrick, which I know since a long time, most of the speakers that you've seen, the international speaker, yesterday and today, it was just as simple. I mean, our research office see our research or anything on the web and says, I like this. I want the speaker to be part of BTO. And then it's easy because it's on LinkedIn, usually. This worked for Morris Sim, which you saw yesterday. This worked for Rob Palladino, which you saw yesterday. And it's very easy to connect and to know which person is the right person to invite. So social network, it's really a big thing and make life easier if you know how to manage it. Thanks to Patrick and Bart. It has been really a great session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Allora, torniamo a parlare in italiano. Innanzitutto devo fare un annuncio